All right, today we're going to unpack the commentary on Surah Al-Kawthar. Now, this is one of the shortest chapters in the entire Qur'an, but as we're about to see from a deep dive into the source material, it is absolutely packed with meaning, with divine comfort, and a really powerful redefinition of what a legacy truly is.
Okay, so here's our roadmap. We're going to move through this systematically, verse by verse, using the source commentary to really get into the context, the specific language used, and of course, its profound implications. Let's get started. First things first, we have to talk about the context. You see, the source material makes it crystal clear that this chapter wasn't revealed in a vacuum. It came down at a time of immense personal pain and public pressure for the Prophet Muhammad. So think of it less as a general sermon and more as a direct personal message of divine reassurance, sent to counter a very specific and very hurtful attack.
And the chapter opens with this incredibly potent statement. Notice it isn't a promise of something that's on its way, but a declaration of a gift that has already been given. Let's take a look at the actual verse.
Indeed, we have granted you Al-Kawthar. Even just hearing it in English, you can feel the absolute certainty in those words. But to really grasp its full weight, the commentary in our source text invites us to do a bit of a forensic analysis of the original Arabic.
So this is where the language gets so precise it's fascinating. The verse starts with the word inna. Now this isn't just filler, it's a particle of maximum emphasis. The source commentary says its job is to completely eliminate any shred of doubt. It's a statement of absolute certainty. Then you have the verb atenaka. What's critical here is that it's in the past tense. This isn't a future promise. It's not we will grant you, it's we have granted you. It's a done deal. The gift is a secured reality.
Okay, so that brings us to the central term of the whole chapter, Al-Kawthar. This one word contains an ocean of meaning. So the big question is, what exactly is this abundant good that has already been given?
Well, at its very root, the word comes from kathra, which just means abundance or plenty. But Al-Kawthar is what's called an intensified form. It's not just a lot. It signifies a good that is so immense, so boundless, that it can never ever run out. It's the highest possible form of goodness.
Now, let's systematically go through the different interpretations of Al-Kawthar that are detailed in the commentary. First up, many traditions say it's a literal river in paradise, given to the prophet. Then, a really major interpretation, especially considering the context, is the prophet's abundant lineage through his daughter, Fatima. This is a direct response to the taunts he was facing. Third, some scholars say Al-Kawthar is the Qur'an itself, an endless wellspring of wisdom. Fourth, it could be the gift of prophethood, which is the highest honor a human can receive. Fifth, it refers to the pool of the prophet on the Day of Judgment. And sixth, it's his power of intercession on that day. Now, the source commentary is very clear on this. These aren't competing definitions. They are all different facets of the same magnificent, all-encompassing divine gift.
And here you can see a perfect example of how the source material meticulously lays out these layers of meaning. It gathers all these different scholarly views to show us that Al-Kawthar is a concept just too vast to be pinned down by a single definition. It's the very definition of abundance itself.
All right, so let's move on to verse 2. After this declaration of an immense gift, the surah naturally moves to the next logical step. If you've been given something so boundless, what is the proper response? How do you show your gratitude?
And the answer is a very clear two-part instruction. So pray to your Lord and sacrifice. That little word fa at the start is crucial. It creates a direct link of cause and effect. Because we have given you Al-Kawthar, therefore you must do this. The commentary breaks this down for us. Part 1, Fasalli li Rabbik, establishes the foundation of gratitude, sincere prayer, salah. And it's not just any prayer, but prayer directed exclusively to your Lord, the one who sustains you. Then comes part 2, wanhar, meaning and sacrifice. And this is where, once again, the meaning gets really deep. So what exactly does nahar mean? Well, the source points to two main understandings. On one hand, it refers to the literal physical act of ritual sacrifice, specifically of a camel, which was a major act of worship and giving. But on another, more subtle level, the commentary points out that it can refer to the physical posture in prayer itself, the act of raising one's hands up to the level of the nahar or the upper chest when you begin to pray. But here's the key. In both cases, whether it's a huge physical sacrifice or a simple gesture in prayer, the core meaning is the same: total devotion and submission to God.
And now we come to the final verse, the powerful conclusion to the whole surah. To really feel its full impact, we have to go back to that specific insult it was sent to answer,
The historical commentary really hammers this point home.
You see, the historical sources tell us that after the heartbreaking death of the prophet's infant sons, his enemies in Mecca started to mock him, and they used a specific, deeply wounding word to do it: abtar. They were saying, "Look at him. He has no sons to carry on his name. His lineage is cut off. His message, his legacy, it's all going to die right along with him."
So let's be very clear about this term abtar. It literally means the one who is cut off. In that culture, this was a devastating thing to say to someone. It meant you had no future, no continuation, no legacy. It meant you were severed from all goodness and were basically destined to be forgotten.
And then comes the divine response. In one of the most stunning reversals in the Qur'an, the final verse takes that exact insult, that weaponized word, and flips it right back onto the people who said it. Indeed, your enemy, the one who hates you, he is the one who is cut off.
And this is where you see the brilliant, perfect symmetry of the surah, which the commentary points to as its rhetorical peak. On one side, you have the prophet, who's just told he has Al-Kawthar, boundless abundance, an eternal spiritual legacy followed by billions, and a thriving physical lineage. And on the other side, his enemies. They are declared to be the real abtar. I mean, think about it. Who remembers their names? Their legacies are forgotten, their influence completely severed from anything good. The Qur'an just completely rewrote the definition of what it means to be cut off versus what it means to have true abundance.
So let's just wrap up by reflecting on this incredible message about what a real, enduring legacy actually is.
When you boil it all down, what this short chapter teaches us is that a worldly legacy, a purely biological one, can be fragile, it can end, but true posterity, the kind of legacy that Al-Kawthar represents, is spiritual. It's a connection to divine truth, to goodness, to mercy, and that is something that can never ever be cut off.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. When we stop seeing Al-Kawthar as just a single thing, like a river, and start seeing it as this ongoing concept of spiritual abundance and legacy, how does that completely reframe the message of the entire chapter? It becomes a timeless lesson on what truly matters and what truly lasts.